Of course, in 1991, what did the original Sierra represent? It was an avatar for a whole generation in terms of what India could be, what Tata Motors represented. It was freedom, it was an idea, it was an aspiration in terms of a whole generation of what it could be. Now, obviously, the original Sierra had a lot of iconic elements to it. The glass house, a very stable classic design, which was all horizontal, very confident, and at the same time, a simple, bold identity that really became timeless over the years. So when we started to do the new car a couple of years ago, it was a set of principles and ideas. This is not a retro design. This is a car that captures the spirit of the original vehicle, but it translates that into a modern contemporary vehicle that meets the demands of the customers for this generation. Of course, the people who remember the original car will see the original ideas in this new one, but for a new generation, it re-represents those ideas that become timeless. Now, design is a long exercise. It's a group effort, and in many ways, that original sketch is an exercise of 2 hours, and then there's probably 2 years worth of work behind it. So we always say that good design is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. It's to create an iconic design, it's to create something that has cross-generational appeal, and I always say it's all in the details. It's a relentless pursuit of perfection. It's the hard work. As I was coming onto the stage here, I looked across all of my colleagues, not just in design, but in all the departments, and I thought about so many discussions and debates, over the development of this product that were important, essential. It's the culmination of everybody's work. But I would particularly like to point out and acknowledge the work from our design team, especially our Indian design team. So if you guys could just stand up, just to take a bow, because it's the work. It's the work of this group of people who are extremely passionate about their work, but it's also the work of all of our other colleagues in the other departments. We had a lot of, like I said, discussions and debates, some of them a little bit hot, but nevertheless, it was all worth the effort and the result. So how did we do this? Well, like I said, it's hard work, but at the same time, it's inspired work. And the Red Dot Award is a terrific recognition from an international body of the quality of what we've achieved with this vehicle. Now, when it comes to the exterior design, as I said, it's all about proportions and stance. So it's getting that right balance. The original car was a 3-door. This is now a 5-door. So maintaining that sort of competence capability. It has to communicate safety. It has to communicate power and capability. And it has to have a presence on the road that will turn heads instinctively. Of course, there's also the quality. This is a modern product. So if you think about consumer products nowadays, they are extremely flush. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. But even when we were describing that wrap-over glass panorama roof of the original car, this new car has an opening door, it has a drop glass on the rear door. So how do you achieve this? So again, a lot of hard work, the hidden waist rail, the pop-out door handle, all of these elements add together the perception of perceived quality that makes it a truly modern vehicle. On the front and the rear of the car, technology has always been a great differentiator and a driver of good design. So the end-to-end tail lamps and the DRLs as a single-piece unit, again, was something that we really challenged our manufacturing partners, our suppliers, and there was no precedent for this in this segment. So again, we sat down and keep pushing ourselves, pushing the limits of what's possible, not for the sake of doing it, but because we believed it would all, again, culminate in that perception of extreme high-tech, extreme perceived quality.